Hold on, let me get that straight. You want to tell me that Thierry Breton, a European Union commissioner, can actually send a threatening letter to Elon Musk without even having discussed it with Ursula von der Leyen, his boss? Well, it seems so, because the Financial Times has now made a report about this, that Brussels slaps down Thierry Breton over harmful content letter to Elon Musk. And they said there that head of European Union, Ursula von der Leyen, said that the timing and the wording of the letter were neither coordinated or agreed with the president nor with the commissioners. So it seems that Thierry Breton just went rogue a little bit, and there is also something really interesting to say about Mr. Breton. So maybe you don't know exactly who it is. He's one of the European commissioners. They have a lot of power, of course, even though they are not directly voted by the people from the European Union, but they are voted through the European Parliament. But the whole process behind this, I explained it in another video. In this video, I'll show you a little bit that another parliament member from the European Union, he's called Martin Sonneborn, and this guy is pretty funny actually. He is in the European Parliament with a really, really small party, but has been there for quite some time now, a couple of years. And what he's talking about, a lot of really important issues, but like in a pretty funny manner. And here in this video, he talks about Thierry Breton. Let me just play it for 30 seconds and then I'll translate.
Beruflich pendelt zwischen CEO-Stellen und politischen Posten mit allen Vorteilen, die das für beide Seiten mit sich bringt. Manager, Regionalratsmitglied, Manager, Regierungsberater, Manager, Wirtschafts- und Finanzminister, Manager, EU-Kommissar.
So what he's basically saying is that this whole concept of revolving doors between the European Union and, for example, being in a big corporation as a CEO or on the management board, that this is like the process that Thierry Breton has been going back and forth. And now as EU commissioner, he's sending threatening letters. And somehow, this is at least what a lot of Americans are saying, what does this guy interfering with our presidential race? And also members of Trump's team have made these accusations that he should stay out of the US politics. But one other topic is really interesting, because the backlash after this interview, of course, in the US, around the world, also in Spain, where I live, for example, but also in Germany, is pretty interesting, because a lot of media outlets are now framing the entire conversation between Musk and Trump as a huge barrage of misinformation and all of these accusations Trump is making. And the interesting thing is that the other side, Kamala Harris's side, they somehow are never in the news with accusations of fake news. Never. I've never seen this. But that doesn't mean that they're not spreading fake news. Look at this example. You see the account Kamala HQ. No one really knows who's behind this account. If it's just like a fan account, or if there's actually members of Kamala Harris's team working on this account. And they have a post on Donald Trump from his Truth Social account, and they just cut out the last sentence. Here, Trump is a little angry at the technical stuff, which made his voice sound a little weird and during the interview. And look what they say. The last sentence, my voice was in certain areas somewhat different and strange. And the Kamala HQ Twitter post says, Trump blames his confused, slur-filled disaster of an interview with Elon Musk on the complexity of modern-day equipment. What they don't mention is that this is actually not the post from Trump. I show you the original post. which you can see here on his Truth Social account. And they just cut out the last sentence from him with Photoshop, because here he says, therefore, we have put out an actual and perfect recording of the conversation. Enjoy. So this sentence, they just cut it out so that it seems like he's complaining about the technique and everything and that it's not working. And this is really, really popular, actually. So disinformation, fake news, all of this is probably not only coming from one political side, but from all political sides. And you know what's also really quite mind-boggling, if you ask me? The entire media is basically hyping up Kamala Harris. I mean, look at these titles. This is from a German magazine, Der Stern, and they made her like in the photoshopped her into the Statue of Liberty, and it says Die Erlöserin with a question mark. So I don't know the English word for this, but they pretty much hype her up everywhere. And here you can see in the Time magazine also you see this picture of Kamala Harris. And the funny thing is that even in this article they said at some point that Kamala Harris has denied the request for an interview with Time magazine. And this is so mind-boggling. How can you hype up someone like her just as Joe Biden was hyped up the entire time? I don't know how it was in the American press so much. I watched some videos that were called Sleepy Joe, and I know that at least some media outlets that I follow in the US mentioned the mental state of Joe Biden. But in Germany, it was really, really messed up, because up until the debate, a lot of media outlets actually claimed that Joe Biden was in perfect mental health, in perfect physical condition. We had a lot of commentators on air saying that he was really getting into the race. He's highly respected by everyone in the Democratic Party and stuff like that. Then the debate came, which was, of course, a totally disaster, and Trump totally destroyed Biden in the debate. But now it seems that they didn't even learn from this, because now they're hyping up Kamala Harris in exactly the same manner, all the while where she's not even giving one single critical interview. Not, what do I say? Critical interview. No interview at all. With no media outlet. None. Not even Time magazine. Not even those media outlets that portray her positively. Is it because her campaign maybe is afraid that some interview, some sentence that she's making, some commentary about some issue she doesn't know anything about, or maybe she'll just mess it up at some point, that the hype gets destroyed? Are they so afraid of like critical comments? This is one thing that's totally mind-boggling, also especially from the press. I mean, it's not the fault of like Democrat voters or Democrat supporters that they are hyping up their candidate. This is of course obvious. But what's not obvious is that the media is just taking it for granted. It's like, oh yeah, it's basically, we just know she's good because we know that Trump is bad, and it's not so important to know about like her political positions or her track record. I mean, there's a really interesting debate from 2019 on the presidential primaries before, when like Tulsi Gabbard was still with the Democrats and Joe Biden. And in this video, Tulsi Gabbard actually explains a lot about like the political career of Kamala Harris, and it doesn't look that great. So this is a funny question. Will it be the same manner with Kamala Harris as it was with Joe Biden? Because when she's live on air with someone as experienced as Trump in a debate, then this will be the ultimate test. If she can then withstand some critical questions and actually also respond to things that Donald Trump is saying, and then how this will be when it's live on air and she's under the pressure. And yeah, some people are even claiming she'll have like some device in her ear so that Obama can actually give her the sentences, but that's of course only speculation. But I'm not quite sure that the hype will live up to the debate. But let's see. Maybe she can make a really astonishing performance, and the hype will be even greater back after the debate. But I'm quite critical of that. Let's see.